How's it going, Sha?
It's going great. I'm putting on compression socks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are these is this like an occasion, like it's like a way of marking the time of year?
No, no, I wish. It's compression. It's compression sock season. You know what
Okay.
comes after spooky. Which I really want to go on a whole rant that is very anti-spooky season, but
You're not a fan?
no,
Why not?
because it takes away fall.
Okay.
You know what I mean? First off, spooky season is not a thing. It's never been a thing. Stop it. Stop it. Much like Black Friday, that is not something. I mean, I'm sure there are people now who think Black Friday is some tradition that's been passed down. No, it just means that's when companies go into black, is the day after Thanksgiving.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that was the reason they called it that.
That's it. That's all it is. And all you got to do is work retail a lot to know that. But it's
so
not,
the whole year, their break even Black Friday is roughly like when they like, oh, you made profit for the year.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Stores some retailers can do like 25% of their business in that one day. So
I knew that part of it, but like
yeah.
it didn't hit me. Like, that kind of makes sense. You make like, an 8% improvement in your business the year before. That's huge.
Right.
And that's roughly what 1 month would represent, like 8% of the days.
Yeah. So that's great and fantastic. And I guess wonderful for them. Hooray, capitalism. But that's not a holiday. That's not something that normal people on the street who don't own businesses should be talking about. The businessification of our brains bothers me when someone goes, yo, that album is hot. And I'm like, oh, really? What song did you like? Did you like any of it? And they're like, oh, well, it was number one on the charts. And I'm like, that shit means nothing. So already I got an issue with that. So spooky season has just sneaky squirreled its way into all of October.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit because October, it's fall. It's like the top fall month. It's the most fall month. And you don't get a chance to enjoy fall. You know what I mean? Because people keep yelling about scary shit at you. And I'm like, yo, calm down. It's not Christmas, which also is like, give Christmas a week. But all right. I don't need to start talking about Michael Myers and Jason on October 2nd. That's unnecessary. The day is the last day of October. And really, it's because of the first day of November. It's All Saints Day. You know what I mean? So, like, whatever. So that's been annoying me a lot this year. A lot's been annoying me a lot. What am I talking about? But so, no, it's not like compression sock season. I'm putting on compression socks because I probably need to. And also, I think it's like an athletic thing. And I feel like, Gastor, we need to talk more about the presidential fitness test. Because y'all, listeners, God bless you, y'all literally blew up our phones about this.
That is the most response I've ever seen to
ever.
That is real. There was a lot of emotional components.
Mm-hmm.
Because like every time I got a message about it, no one just said, yeah, I took it. Everyone would be like, yeah, I took it. I did great at this. I sucked at this. Like they still hold pride in their scores.
Yeah.
I'm like, for real, man? You care about how many push-ups you did when you was 12 today?
Yeah. They made it such a big deal.
Yo.
It was set aside. It was a whole week. And it was just like, hey, man, the fitness test is coming up, and depending on how sadistic your coach was, your teacher, it could just be like, all right, today's sit-ups day, or it's like, who's gonna win? You know what I mean? So now you've got all these kids giving themselves major abdomen cramps to impress this guy who hasn't done a sit-up. Like he didn't even sit up to get out of bed. He just rolled.
As you should.
So it's wild. And then the way they would yell at you when you're trying to run the mile, and there were also short races too, like the 50-yard dash and all that kind of stuff.
That's amazing.
But like they really went after it. And I'm still unsure as to what am I going to do? Get a medal? Like, what is this for? But that was never clear.
I do think that, like, I didn't get this test. I feel a little jealous.
You should feel jealous.
Real talk. This sounds like an experience.
Yeah.
I also think, while I don't think there's a full-on reason, I do think all these things are things I've used more often than like sine, cosine.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I've run for my life several times since high school. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's something that would have applied way more often. You know, if you run for your life once, if you run for a bus, you have already incorporated this skill.
Right. Exactly. It was important for sure. Certainly more important than square dancing or archery. But yeah, but it also, I mean, a lot of trauma. A lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah, that's really the main thing I want to get across. Everyone that messaged us, I hear your thoughts. I'm here for you. You know what I mean? You don't gotta do push-ups anymore. If nobody wants you to, you don't even if they want you to, you don't have to. Okay? I'm here for you, okay? The floor is not your enemy. You can walk all over it you want. It's there for you. You don't need to be on the floor doing push-ups. You don't need to be trying to do up-downs.
You don't have to climb a rope.
You don't got to climb a rope.
As they did in Maine, I heard. And I was like, well, that makes sense in Maine. Aren't there boats or something? You probably need a rope to climb. But they had one rope in my gym, and I've only seen one person climb it. And it was this very small, wiry girl who smoked a lot of cigarettes. She was the only person I saw climb it.
Now, the rope climb, was this the knots or no knots?
I don't think there were knots so much. Just like hand over hand, pulling yourself up.
I feel like, yeah, like I've done the rope climb in high school, and they're both different upper body exercises.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? Because when you add the knots, it becomes more of like a push up where it's like short bursts of strength. Whereas without the knots, it becomes that, but it's also an endurance thing because you got no like rest points.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
Every time you pulled yourself up, you could kind of rest your body a bit by having your feet on the bottom knot.
Right.
And it would like alleviate some of the weight before you would do the whole pull up again. Right.
Now, I cannot remember if there were knots on our rope, mostly because when I saw it, I was like, nope. And and I really think outside of that small, wiry smoker who did the rope, I guess they probably had it for like, teams.
Right, like tug of war?
No, like our football teams or our basketball, baseball, like, wrestling.
Okay.
Like those guys probably used it more regularly than any of our PE classes did.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I remember I did all these exercises, but it was all for football. You know what I mean? And then like they would pop up randomly throughout school, but there was no like year where all of these are part of a test. Like freshman year, I remember running the mile, but I didn't care because I ran a mile every day in football for 3 months.
Right.
You know? And then like I remember doing push-ups, but that was throughout gym class, and it was never like a push-up test.
Yeah, no. I mean, like these were all things that we would do, like a lot of them, not the pull-ups so much, or the flexed arm hang or whatever it was for the ladies, where I literally, they lifted you up so that the bar was under your chin, and then I just immediately sunk. Like there was it was just zero. I was like, go on and mark my zero because I can't do this. But like those weren't things that we did all the time. They were only during the fitness test. There were a few things that we only did during the fitness test, and other things that we scattered throughout, 50-yard dashes and the like. We did those kinds of things a lot. Occasionally we'd do a push-up. We didn't do sit-ups very much.
Right.
But yeah, so it was just concentrated in a week.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was wild, but I loved reading everybody's responses to this. And so many people are shocked that Gastor did not have to do this
Yo,
and really think that he should have had to do it.
I want to do it now. I'm with it. I'm not even fighting it. Like, I want to take part. I asked my kids, I asked both of them, like, you done the thing? They're like, nah, never heard of that, Dad. You know, my son legit thought he was in trouble. Like, did I miss something? Like, was I supposed to do it? He's like, well, hold on, though. I got to go back. I'm like, nah, I didn't do it either. He's like, oh, man, we are screwed. And I'm like, no, we are fine. It just didn't make its way to East New York. I don't know what happened. If you went to PS345, hit me up. Maybe you took it and I was sick that day. I don't know what happened. I might have got extra credit because of my dodgeball dominance. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was.
You know, they knew, like, yo, we don't want this kid out here.
No.
I did really well in the mile in high school, but that's because of football. Football made us. We showed up freshman year. You send out they sent out a letter to all the incoming freshmen to see what sports they wanted to join, and if you clicked football, it was the only sport that, because of when the season starts being September, you had to meet up before school. So like the football team had been training since August before the school year starts.
Right.
And there was no class, obviously, in August. So we were doing like 4-hour workouts, like 2-a-days.
Oh, wow.
You know, so by the time September starts, like, if you at that point in your life, like, you go from never having worked out seriously to working out twice a day for a month, that's boot camp to them kids. Like, you are noticeably in better shape than the average 9th grader. So, like, I was running laps around kids in my gym class. I was a relatively fast kid, on the football team.
Right.
But in class, like, with just a random 30 dudes, I was demolishing kids, you know? And then on top of that, like, I started off the year chubby, so they put me with the linemen.
Right.
But I lost mad fat from running. So at the end of the year, I should have been a really slow running back.
Right.
But they just left me with the linemen. So I was just dusting linemen every year in football. Like, I was just running laps around these dudes. But yeah, I know my fastest mile was just about 7 minutes.
Okay.
You know, so like nothing crazy like if you run on a regular, but that's solid speed for high school.
Yeah.
You know, and then like my 40 was in the low 5s. So I know, like, no one's drafting me. You know, I ain't making no leagues.
Right.
But like, you run like a 5.3 against like the average person, that's pretty quick. You know, it's just we had a dude that ran 4.7. Dude played in NCAA football. Truson Thomas, shouts to my man out there. He played in like college football for real. That was the running back. You know what I mean? So I did all those tests for that. I remember doing a pull-up test. I did like 6, but that was like, it wasn't a test. It was like the coach talking shit. He was like, yo, y'all can't do pull-ups. And then we just started doing pull-ups.
Well, here's the thing. The presidential fitness test was also coaches talking shit, but not to a team that they were coaching, just to kids that they had to watch for 55 minutes.
Got you.
Just to a class of normal children. And then a coach talking shit. Like, oh, none of y'all can do pull-ups? None of you? And it's like, no, we can't. No, we can't.
Oh, man. I feel like that's fair. You shouldn't be able to do pull-ups if you've never done pull-ups.
Right. I'm 11. No, I don't. I'm really kind of just killing cursive now. So, yeah, no.
We're not covering this. This is a regular day-to-day class. I do think it should stay. I want it to come back. I think it should be part of the school curriculum year for year.
Mm-hmm.
I like this whole thing. Mm-hmm. I think it'll encourage the whole like being healthy thing. I like the whole idea of it. But I never did it.
And if it doesn't encourage being healthy, it does bring about a shared trauma that I think all kids and subsequently adults can like bond with.
Straight up. Like, I still remember everything traumatic about football. Like all of it. So I'd imagine like this is that for everybody.
Yeah.
Like I know there was the first day when when you get the equipment, because you
Mm-hmm.
do like 4 weeks of practice without it, just because when you throw on 40 pounds on top of that, like you could die. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a lot. So like the first day of equipment, the coach, you're divided into groups at this point, like the linemen, the backs, and the offensive players. Same kind of breakdown, and he takes all the linemen and he makes you get into a 3-point stance, like you're gonna be on the line,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to hold it. And the coach just walks around, and if somebody breaks it, he makes the team do 10 push-ups, and then you
Mm.
guys get back into the stance again. And we only done when we held it for a time that he determines, but we don't know what it is. So like the team is just like in a 3-point stance. You got people's leg cramping, shaking, and he's yelling, and like people are screaming, like they've never been in pain like this before. So
Mm-hmm.
somebody will yell out, they'll start screaming, they'll curse. He said, cursing's fine. I'm not your parents. I won't stop you. Do what you need to do. Say what you need to say. Scream. And then people would start screaming because now they got permission to scream. And then, and then they would start screaming. And then he would be like, that's beautiful. I love that sound. Pain is fear leaving your body.
No,
You
it's
guys got a
not.
lot of fear.
What is this? Why? Why? For a game? This is
Straight up.
ridiculous.
And then he would look across the field, and you would see the quarterback, like playing catch essentially with the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're legitimately practicing,
Right,
but it's
but it
noticeably
looks
easier than what we're doing
right.
physically. So it's a precision exercise what they're doing. We're trying to build muscle because we got to push big people on the line on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
So he would look at them, and he did it purposefully. Like we always faced them. And he'd be like, you see that guy over there? You see that pretty boy? He's taking the girl of your dreams to the prom. You
Jesus
know what I mean?
Christ. This is
You
a
got to
lot.
protect that guy,
This is
And
so much.
it was amazing. But yeah,
Amazing.
it was traumatic because it brings you together with that group, So he's going to take the girl of your dreams to the prom, and your job is to protect him, Even though you don't like him, it is what it is. That's the job. But you know why you do it? Because nobody will talk about you if you do the job well. But if you do the job bad, everyone knows it's your fault. Nobody blames the prom king.
I tell you what, I don't understand sports at all.
I don't either, but
what? I don't.
It does something to your heart, Sha. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I think it puts a lot of stress on it. I wish someone would come through and have us holding a line like that in drill team. The most was just to get those kicks straight.
Yeah, I remember those things vividly.
Mm-hmm.
Then the up downs, when we had to do those, the like I think they call them burpees now.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you would have to, like, the whole team at the end of the practice, we would be like we would do like chops, which is when you're like stepping back and up and down on the floor to like get accustomed to moving your feet fast. And the coach will walk around with a whistle. They show a scene similar to this on Remember the Titans with Denzel. He blows the whistle. You got to drop down, get back up. So it was so hard to do that like it became psychological. Like you got to hype yourself to like, oh, I enjoy this, right? So like me and my boy Adam Ledwosen, you know what I mean? We, like, every time we had to do up downs, we ran next to each other, and we would call each other like up down partners, so that like when one of us had a rough day, the other one had to be like, yo, man up. It's our thing. It's what we do, And it became, we got like known for like enjoying the up downs. We didn't enjoy up downs in retrospect. They were torture. It was a terrible thing. But they thought we liked them because we would be like yelling at each other more than the coach would be yelling at us. Like we would drop and get bug out. We say, hell yeah, give me more. So yeah, it brings people together. I don't know if it's under good terms, but
it doesn't sound like
it. I speak to Adam like once every 2 years, and it's always like, yeah, like we hug each other a little bit. We've been through stuff together. That's my man's. Real talk. I don't care what his situation is. He needs something. I got that dude.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
but also yikes.
He was like, I served it. I did 10 years of the service. Them up downs was the hardest thing of my life. I was like, I believe you, Adam.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
man. Let's get into the news.
Oh yeah.
Young people are over Democrats, new data shows. And what does this mean for the future election? That's right. They are not the numbers Democrats wanted to see heading into the vital midterm year. New data obtained by NBC LX reveals turnout among voters aged 18 through 29 fell by nearly half for California's September recall election compared to the 2020 presidential election just 10 months earlier. The share of ballots from these young adults fell to just 12% of the electorate, down from 17 last November, according to the Secretary of State's office. Even though the overall turnout for the recall election was down 28% from the 2020 presidential election, the drop-off among voters under 30 was 4 times higher than that of the drop-off among voters over 60, 48% versus 12. It's a warning sign as well as a bit of a paradox for Democrats, since Gen Z are voters that are more likely than other generations to support Democratic candidates. These are the voters that are currently missing out.
Wait, hold on. How do we know that Gen Z is more likely than any other generation? How
I
do we
think
know that?
I'm assuming they're basing it on like prior data.
Okay. Well, prior data should have told them that of course it was going to drop off. They're young people.
Okay.
And that wasn't a particularly sexy election. In fact, it felt kind of like sour grapes. The California recall election was kind of wild in the way that our mayoral election has been
Yeah.
insane. And you're kind of like, Lord, I don't know what to do with any of this. Right? That's kind of what the recall election was like. You
Fair,
know what I
fair.
mean? It was like, okay, if you're going to recall this dude, then who do you want? The first question, do you want to recall this dude? Second question, if yes, who do you want to replace him? If he ends
Right.
up getting recalled, who do you? And here are the people who are willing to replace him. And it's literally like Caitlyn Jenner or Angeline or, you know what I mean? Like, who's the woman who dresses in pink with big boobs and rides around LA and has blonde hair and sunglasses? Like, what? Huh? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even. So it wasn't. It felt like it was a weird election, like overall,
Right.
and it wasn't sexy. Like the president, those are the big dogs. The presidential, you can't compare a recall, not even like a normal race, but a recall election
Right.
to the big dog.
That's fair, but then why is the drop off amongst that group more than the drop off amongst the other groups?
What other groups? The Republicans?
No, like the younger demo is voting
Because
less
it's
than the
always
older.
hard to get young people to vote.
Okay.
That's why, because old people always vote in droves, right? And
Yeah.
younger people, it's harder to get. It's always traditionally been harder to get them to vote. They will take to the streets, absolutely. They will take to the tweets. they will. They will do
This,
all of it.
this feels
Sam,
like a
I
weird
am.
remix to that Little John song, right?
They will do all of that, but like getting them to vote when, especially when it doesn't feel like there's anything tangible in it.
Mm.
And that didn't feel like they were voting for a thing that would enact change. That felt like they were voting for, do we keep this status quo or do we send one of these loonies in?
Right, right.
So that felt weird. But also, it's just harder to get, it's always been harder to get younger people in to vote for all of the smaller things like this. Not saying that these elections don't count. They definitely do. All of the smaller elections count, right?
Right.
Because you start small and then you can build up to the bigger things, but you've got to change in your neighborhood and grow from there, So they're all important, but it's traditionally been hard to get young people to come out for those things. So this is honestly just like, yeah, so it dropped off, but yeah, it was going to drop off. It was always going to drop off because, again, you're comparing it to the biggest general election of the country.
Right.
Compared to this one, smaller market, it's always going to seem smaller. And usually when someone wins really big in the general election, when you look through, it's like, oh, wow, we got a whole bunch of young voters that we weren't expecting. We always expecting the old people. Always. But the young folks, we don't know. So when they come out, it's like, yay. And then when they don't, it's like, oh, no, a drop off. No, it's just what it was before someone managed to interest them enough to come out and vote for it.
I said, B, step your party promotion game up.
Like, that's the thing, is it's always, we can get them to come out for big things, but how do we maintain it? And that's always been the issue. So this is like, okay, yeah, but also, why are you writing this in such a way that it's a freak out? It's not a freak out. It's to be expected. This happens a lot. Some context, please. Please, some context is all I'm asking. Quit doing these weird clickbaity, like, whoa! Yeah, we know. We know.
I wonder, so like the next election, like I feel like what would happen if like Gary Vaynerchuk or like The Rock ran, right? Like in like 6 years, where like they got all the young people, they got all their attention because they on all the social apps. Like that'd be a cool ticket. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, like now The Rock got to be first because he got like the World Wilder bill, and then you get Gary or Kevin Hart as like the VP, and they've been like marketing to these kids since they were preteens on social. Now they 18, 19, they could run for office.
Right.
And they would be able to bring out the vote. You think?
Okay. I mean, that's ridiculous. We just went through that with Trump. We're talking about someone who's been marketing to people for years and has been very active on social media before deciding to run. That's what Trump was.
Yeah.
Please, no more celebrities. But
no more.
But yes. Yeah, sure. Young people will be maybe be inspired by that. But you've got to, what kind of young people do you want inspired? Do you know how old that whatever Cawthorn guy is? That Matthew Cawthorn, the guy in the wheelchair in Congress?
No idea.
He's like 26.
Word?
Yeah. That's why he's out there punching trees. Like, he's not.
Yo.
He's not old. He's young.
Respect.
He became the youngest person after AOC.
Okay.
So, like, that's the thing. That's what you get. You get an AOC or you get that dude. You know what I mean? Depending on who was motivated enough by leadership.
Right.
So, I mean, what are you going to get with The Rock? Give me a fucking break.
He's got to be better than Trump, though.
No, does he?
He makes better movies.
Okay, well, so that's not. Then nominate his agent.
That's fair,
Yeah, no, I don't want The Rock making fucking decisions for the country, and subsequently the world. Nah.
Fair. Okay.
Who did you have as his running mate?
Gary Vaynerchuk. He's the guy that like curses in his motivational clips. You ain't seen him? He's Gary V. Like,
no.
He does all these like motivational videos. He's like, he's the guy that says he wants to become a billionaire so he can buy the jets. And he's like super ambitious.
Okay. Yeah. No, that guy has completely missed me with his bullshit. But yeah, I can't see that going well.
There you go. She's not a fan, Gary, okay?
Well, don't say that. Just say, I don't know who you are.
Okay. She hasn't heard of you, Gary.
Yeah, that's better, is it? Well, it's better in that I don't want him to think that if you say I'm not a fan, it sounds like I actively dislike you. I don't actively anything to you. I don't know who you are.
I love that you made that sound worse somehow, but that's cool.
I know. Yeah.
In other news, Elon Musk says he is willing to spend $6 billion to fight world hunger on one condition. That's right. Elon Musk is now worth more than $300 billion, and he's apparently ready to start spending it. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO, whose worth has ballooned more than $140 billion this year, tweeted Sunday that he is willing to consider a proposal from a UN official who said that a $6 billion donation from one of the world's wealthiest people could help stop world hunger. Last week, David Beasley, the director of the UN's World Food Program, told CNN that it was time for the ultra wealthy to step up now on a one-time basis in order to help 42 million people that are literally going to die if we don't reach them. On Sunday, Musk replied to a Twitter user who pointed out that $6 billion would be just 2% of his net worth. Musk said that if WFP could describe exactly how the donation would solve world hunger, he would sell Tesla stock right now and do it.
Get this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah, this really felt like, because this felt like he wanted credit for not doing it. You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, if they send me a proposal, I'm all about that. Like, but he still ain't actually give the money. So he's like getting the credit for being willing to give the $6 billion without giving the $6 billion. And then he could just blame it on the book report that the UN gives him. Like, oh nah, B, I ain't seen no work cited. So I can't trust these sources.
Also, he is a level of rich right now where I don't think he actually understands money.
Yeah, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
that number's insane.
The numbers are so wild that I feel like if someone were to truly break things down, even if they weren't, to solve world hunger will take years and years. Count lots of resources, yes, but also years and years, and a lot of stuff. So for this guy to be like, yeah, we'll break it down in a spreadsheet for me. If you could just put that in a Google Drive of how you're going to spend this money and include, he also said, the UN's plan must include, quote, open source accounting so the public sees precisely how the money is spent. Bro, we don't see how you spend your money.
Facts.
So, and what are you doing? Making cars that don't even have door handles on them? Look, I've only been in a Tesla once, and it took me 5 minutes to figure out how to get in that bitch. What does that got to do with with the world? Put a door handle on it. Anyway, just say you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you on Twitter talking about it. Do that.
That's it, B.
That's all you got to do, Elon, because we know you don't. Who's on Twitter who knows how to solve world hunger?
Yeah,
like, really? Really? This is what you're doing?
Yo, okay. Even if the answer was real and it made complete sense, you wouldn't understand it. That ain't what you do. Like, that's not your, like, they could send you anything. You're competent in whatever you do, fine. But you ain't competent in that world. So what are you going to see on those sheets?
That's going to make sense
true.
to you.
Yeah, I get that now. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Here's $6 billion. I didn't see the vision before.
Right.
But, these 3 pages changed everything. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to donate it, but that PDF file he sent me changed the game. Come on, B. Give him the money or not. I don't care either way at this point. Give him the money, don't give him the money. But don't tell me that that's what's changing the game. All right?
That's all that it takes.
You know what I mean? Somebody at the UN spending 3 hours on Canva so they can impress you for $6 billion. The nerve of you.
I know. You don't think they don't already have some sort of plan? Have you looked through that one? You know what I mean?
Word, it's out there.
Yeah.
That number sounded mad specific. The person said, yo, $6 billion would solve world hunger for 42 million people. Those are specific ass numbers. He ain't say, yo, it'll take about 10 bill and it'll help 50 billion people.
Roughly.
You know what I mean? Like, those are specific numbers. So he's got the plan. You know what I mean? Come on, Elon.
Oh, boy. Shut up. Isn't he going to space? What's he doing caring about world? Yo,
my man, your wiki page is going to be too crazy right now, all right? Pick a lane. Focus.
Yeah. You know what? Look, Oh, didn't he try to jump in and help those kids who were caught in a mine shaft or something?
He's doing too much, man.
Like, that was him, right? Did anyone ask him for a plan? Like, did he just show up with like a boat and a van or something,
Oh
and
man,
like a flash, like a mag light or something? It was just
I'm
like,
here.
oh, get him. What do
I'ma
you know
get to
from planning, bruh? What do you know from planning?
I know I'm a billionaire, but also I passed the rope climbing portion of the presidential exam.
He is
So
wily. I totally see that being the only thing he did, and not because he was on a team, but because he was by himself and no one would talk to him. So he just climbed the rope over and over.
big facts. That is a
That's
kid
your
that
energy, Elon.
we
If
know.
that is your real name.
Elon climbed a lot of trees avoiding fights. All right. My man's getting bullied his whole life. He spent a large portion of junior high school on branches.
Oh
right.
boy, we are talking a lot of shit about him. But you know what? If he gave us a plan as to not, or if he just gave us the $6 billion, I think we could stop talking shit about him.
That's it. Elon, I will stop talking smack about you, but you got to send me a PDF file explaining to me why I should not. It's got to be at least 3 pages.
Single spaced.
Single space, B. I want graphs too. Colored.
Colored
Okay?
graphs. Colored graphs.
Works cited. Can't use Wikipedia, okay?
Yeah, your bibliography better be right, bruh.
In other news, billionaire Charlie Munger is bankrolling the design of a massive dormitory at the University of California, Santa Barbara. The $1.5 billion project comes with a major catch. 94% of the dorm's single occupancy rooms are in the interior of the building and have no windows.
Isn't that prison?
Yo, right? Yo, that is wild.
That's just prison.
Yo, have you been in a room with no light for like, have you lived in one?
Yes, I have.
Right? Yo, like it is it's wild.
It fucks with you.
Oh my
Every
God.
time I left the building, because it was like a basement room of a like an apartment, but there was no windows. And then when you went upstairs to where the main like shared areas were, the only windows there were in the bedroom, and that dude kept his door closed, so we never even got to see the light that came in from his bedroom. So it was just dark, and then you just went into like an iron tube for a tunnel, and then you open the door, and then you're like, ah! Every time.
Yo,
be it sun or snow, you were just, ah! You had no idea what you were walking into.
Yo, that is wild. I had a cousin.
I did that for like 4 months. That shit was wild.
That is not healthy, Sha.
No, it's not.
One of my cousins, he was like switching apartments, and the apartment he got fell through, so he had to like move into like some makeshift shit that he found on Craigslist for like 6 months. And like over like after like a week or two, he started referring to it as the cave. And then like he stopped using like full sentences. Like, yo, it just changed him, yo. Like it was just grunting. I'm like, yo, my man, like you gotta get out that spot, B. He just woke up, lifted weights, and went back in there. Like it was dark.
Yeah.
You know?
That is dark.
And this dude is trying to do that during the peak of your life where you're supposed to be learning.
Right.
Nah, man. Consulting architect on the university's design review committee quit in protest of the project in a resignation letter obtained by CNN Business and reported by the Santa Barbara Independent. The basic concept of Munger Hall as a place for students to live is unsupportable from my perspective as an architect, a parent, and a human being. Yo, respect. Respect to architect Dennis McFadden. Yo, that is bars. My perspective as an architect, a parent, and just a person. Yo, wow. That is real. Even the rooftop courtyard looks inward and may as well be on the ground in the desert as on the 11th floor on the coast of California, McFadden wrote. And for those wondering what would give Charles Munger the nerve to build this massive dormitory. What would give him this idea? It's because he's actually already funded one, apparently, that exists currently. It just gets less pub because it's in Michigan. There's apparently another university dorm in Michigan that he already funded and created, and it exists, and all the dorm rooms are windowless.
Okay, here are some other things I think you might need to know about this story. I'm just going to read. All right, so the school, UCSB's campus, is located on the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean and has its own beach. Its beachfront location is an integral part of campus culture and identity, and Munger Hall does not reflect this. That is what that architect said. Also, it's important to note that one, this guy is Warren Buffett's right-hand man. So there's that. And two, he is an amateur architect. He has no formal training in the field. Who's letting him design buildings?
Well,
Who's
man,
like
I hear he sold these dudes on some shit he drew in The Sims. It's like, yo. Like,
Yo.
You don't need windows. Who cares?
Also, he's 97.
I can't, yo. Yo, how you build a windowless dormitory on a campus that oversees the fucking beach?
He donated $200 million to fund the dorms with the caveat that his designs are followed. Fuck this dude.
Yo.
He wanted dorm rooms to be tiny and windowless to encourage residents to spend more time outside in the common areas meeting other students. Bruh, you are 97. I don't know. I don't know what kind of Dust Bowl bullshit this is. But nah, that's not how this works.
Oh man, yeah. Open concept don't work for dorms, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we don't do that here. This isn't that officeless environment with no walls. All right, people need privacy. People do fucking. You wasn't fucking in college, though. You could tell. Charlie Munger did not get laid in college. People want to spend 11 this little
stories. He wants an 11-story building.
That's almost impressive. You built 11 stories worth of space without windows. Like, you got to be like avoiding windows at that point. Like, how do you do that? Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an 11-story building. Like, how does 94% of the building not have windows?
Oh, the deeper I get into this article, the rooms do have artificial windows, however, which Munger says resemble the Disney cruise ship's artificial portholes, where starfish, quote, starfish come in and wink at your children, end quote. What is this?
Yo, shouts to CNN with this new spinoff of The Onion over here they doing.
I know. It's called CNN Business. It is wild. It is wild.
Yo, billionaires are different, B. Like, y'all don't want some shit.
He says, when this thing goes up and becomes an extreme success, which is absolutely inevitable, okay, talk your shit, Munger. I think there will end up being more buildings like it on the UCSB campus.
Oh, this is different, man. I can't, man. Yo, good luck to all of y'all that applied there, incoming freshmen. I don't know, man.
Yeah, check out what apartments are available in this town.
Oh my God. In other news, Norway's beach handball team wins the fight over sexist uniform rules. We covered the initial portion of this a while back. Female players will now only be required to compete in short tight pants with a close fit and body fit tank top, according to the International Handball Federation.
Good for them.
Yeah, this was a huge fight we reported on earlier, where the federation was requiring female players to wear bikini bottoms to play. And the team from Norway actually in protest wore shorts, and they were fined for doing so. So they finally changed the rules this past month, And going forward, as of January 2022, the women will be required to wear short, tight pants with a close fit, which is an improvement, but still not what the men are required to wear. Men don't have any fit requirements at all. They can just wear shorts. So it is a step in the right
no
direction.
Longer than 4 inches above the knee. So they can't be out there in like Janko shorts. Like they can't be.
No Allen Iversons.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, none of those.
You want to see a little thigh, okay?
Just a little bit. Which I believe we are all that's what we expect. Just a little thigh.
Yeah.
We're not asking too much for women or men. We're not asking too much from you. Just a little thigh.
Little bit.
Just but yeah, they had him out here in damn near stripper gear.
Straight up, yo, they was wilding.
in like bra tops and panties out here playing a sport.
That and nothing about that is like you making it harder for them to play.
Yeah,
they might elevate their game now because they don't got to focus on adjusting their bikini bottoms and tops every other play,
right?
You
or worried that
got shorts,
that all the footage is just their asses everywhere.
Yeah, now good for these women. I'm glad that A, they were able to stand up. B, they got support from the community, and C, hopefully they get that money back. You know, they had to pay 1,500 euros. In fines.
Oh, right.
Shorts. Disturbing.
Oh, here's something interesting. American musician Pink offered to pay the fine imposed on the team, but it wasn't necessary. Wow. Pink actually tweeted about this. Yo, you know what? You never know. You just never know.
People in your corner, yo. You don't know,
who's
yo.
in your corner.
Shouts to Pink, yo.
Shout out to Pink.
That's what it is. Look at that. Doing the right thing out there.
I don't know why that is tickling me so much. But just the idea of Pink just being on Twitter and going, they did what? And then like, I'll pay for that. You know what I mean? Like Pink to the rescue.
Low key, I'm actually a little jealous of that. I want Pink to support me one day.
I mean, I absolutely want Pink to support me.
Real talk. It don't even need to be anything, mate. $1,500 worth of support from Pink will mean more than so many others.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Absolutely.
In other news, Leos are the most likely to get vaccinated, said the Utah officials. That's right. Exciting news for people who believe in science enough to want mass vaccination, but not enough to think horoscopes are made up. That's right. Utah's Salt Lake County Health Department says that there's a big difference in vaccination rates depending on your zodiac sign. So far, the most vaccinated zodiac sign in Salt Lake City County were the Leos at 70%, followed by the Aquarius at 67%. Then most of the others kind of stick in the 50s with Aries at 59% and Sagittarius as well. Bringing up the bottom, unfortunately, is my gang Scorpios at 46%. Only team under 50%. That is disturbing, yo.
Chaotic. Gastor's starting chaos on his Facebook page, talking about all the best comics are Scorpios. And I was like, what?
Yo, Bashar, listen, I didn't say other signs weren't comedians.
No.
Weren't funny.
No.
I didn't say y'all were bad comics if you were another sign. I just said the best comics are Scorpios.
Okay.
And this is my argument. I got proof, right?
Okay.
All right. If I was wrong, right? Wouldn't my comments be people disagreeing to me at roughly an 11-to-1 ratio?
What? No.
Because there's 11 other signs.
No.
Now, you could tell me there's like, because these people humble, they don't talk. There's no way humbleness is the sign is a characteristic of all 11 other signs.
No. No.
So because of that, I was thinking, most of what I got was support from Scorpios, and like the one or two funniest people from each other sign. So to me, that reads like, okay, y'all are in agreement that Scorpios are the funniest sign.
Well, I don't understand why you were putting this weird bookie math to
was tracking
to
data
their
points.
chaos. That's the problem. You do these chaotic things and then you try to justify it with this weird math. None of that shit makes sense.
Listen, I posted it the day that I found this article because I needed something positive about my people. Okay.
And so you made something up.
But I got the support. Okay. Shouts out to Scorpios. We're gonna take over the comedy game.
Okay. Well, this is where I have to jump in and say that one of the number one jobs that's listed for Leos is entertainer.
Okay.
With concentration either like singing or comedy.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That is why we are number one fully vaccinated, because we got to get back out into these streets faster to share our gifts.
That's fair. I ain't denying
that's why we out there like that.
Respect. Leo gang is dope. I ain't knocking them. You know, but we got some strong Scorpios out here in the entertainment game too. We got Prince.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We got Drake out here singing to everybody.
Oh no, don't.
You know what I mean?
Wait. No, hold on. Wait.
Videos.
Wait, I got to stop you. Did you just say Prince?
Yeah.
Prince is not a Scorpio.
You're not a Scorpio? Okay.
So he's a Gemini. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just yelling out names, hoping I'm right. Michael Jackson.
Drake, I think Drake might be a Scorpio because he is chaotic.
Okay. Drake might be Scorpio gang. Puffy Scorpio? I think Puffy is Scorpio.
I don't know. God.
These are people that give me Scorpio energy.
Okay. I don't even think so. All right. Okay. So then if I may throw out a couple of Leos.
Okay. Show me some Leos.
Whitney Houston.
Okay. That's strong.
Madonna.
That's strong.
J-Lo.
Okay.
And Ben Affleck, actually.
Respect. They go together. I thought we wasn't supposed to be with your own sign. Well, keep in mind, this is all based on
here's the
roughly
thing.
40 minutes of Scorpio conversation I've gotten from learning from
I get that. Sometimes I don't know if you can, for whatever reason, J-Lo loves dating a Leo man, which seems wild to me because A-Rod, also a Leo.
Okay.
And they were extra together, right? But she and Ben are extra in their own, like, she loves to be extra, and you need someone who can do that extra with you and understand it. Like Mark Anthony, he was extra in a different way.
Right.
Which I think is why they ultimately did not like mesh like that.
Work.
But no, I don't. I don't think you're supposed to, but sometimes it works out that way. What are you gonna do? But yeah, she loves it apparently. So
hey, go for it. Whatever moves you. I hope you happy with a great man who's slightly less funnier than me. Okay, he's a good dude though. I'm sure.
All right. Oh,
we coming for the throne. The next prince will be a Scorpio. You heard it here first.
No.
It's going to happen.
No, because the creativity isn't necessarily there.
Okay.
Like Kanye. Kanye is like a Gemini.
Okay.
So
I just like repping my squad, Sha. I don't know what I'm supposed to rep.
And that is a big Scorpio thing. That's what I said.
Gang.
What did I tell you? I told you that the thing with Scorpios is they are wild and always horny, but they are chaotic. But if they've decided you are in their crew, they are extremely loyal and they will always take care of their crew.
That's the squad.
But if you are on the outs, you are on the outs. But if
y'all off, B.
If you're in there, then you're in there, right? So there's that. So your loyalty to other Scorpios is, I get that. Sure. Okay. But also your chaos, as to just say that Prince is a Scorpio because you like him, is also like, what?
Yo, we can draft you, all right? We changing this up, baby. We're going to switch this whole sign game. New zodiac rules. It's over. All right, then we're going to go to Salt Lake City. And we're going to talk to the Scorpios out there. We're going to let them know, yo, listen, the brand, you like messing us up a little bit right now. We got to get this back on board. We're going to switch the whole game up, Shy. It's going to be crazy. Scorpio Salt Lake City tour coming out soon. Come out to see me tell jokes, and I'm going to puncture y'all one by one with these shots. We're going to switch up these numbers, baby.
Okay, as a Leo, I gotta say you're insane.
I was just really hurt by this article. Okay, that's it.
Well,
I
then
saw this.
tell your brethren to get their damn shots.
Word up, Salt Lake City Scorpios, come out, man. Represent. Fix your numbers.
All right,
Can't have me out here looking
y'all
bad.
got Drake, Sierra, and Frank Ocean.
Okay, we got some people out here. That's right.
Yeah,
We be singing. We be singing.
you be singing. Okay.
Actually, we don't really sing that well if that's the group. We write dope songs. I'm an honest Scorpio. That we don't really got vocal cords if that's the squad. Sierra can sing a little bit. She got the dope dance moves.
Right,
Drake can't really sing, but he write hits. Frank Ocean can't really sing, but he write hits.
Yeah, we got Helen Mirren.
Okay, hey.
And Rick Fox.
They count, baby.
I didn't know we had Rick Fox.
That's right, baby. News and Zodiac beef. Only at the War Report, baby.
Yeah,
that's boy. What we do.
if there's anyone out there who actually knows anything about astrology, please don't fact check us.
In other news, Kevin Gates says men shouldn't ejaculate during sex. That's right. Kevin Gates says that he said this during an interview on Gilla the Kid and Wallo's $1 million worth of game podcast. Kevin detailed his health and fitness journey, which included nutrition, yoga, and meditation. The Baton Rouge native then offered his tip for men to maintain a healthy body. Another thing I was telling you that's really healing to your body, and it's going to sound crazy, I'm glad he knows, but it's semen retention, not releasing no semen. Gates clarified that men should still have sex, but they shouldn't ejaculate. Your intention should be to please your partner. Okay, I'm with that. And don't release no semen.
Don't release no semen! Nah, I better not hear about you releasing semen, boy.
Oh, man. For Kevin, it's all about pleasing his partner in the bedroom. The 35-year-old rapper who went platinum early this year with his record Me Too revealed that that's ironic, I think, right? But revealed that he engages in a lot of foreplay and enjoys pleasuring a woman's G-spot. When I say foreplay, I mean everything. Don't even tell me where your spot at. I'm going to find it. I aim to please my partner, whatever partner I'm dealing with at the time. Okay. I mean, this is a weird ad for yourself, Kevin.
First of all, he went. There was so much in like one sentence there that I'm like, wait, what? First, he's 35. I did not know that.
I made sure to read that because I thought initially it's because he's like 19, 20. Like he read his first like deep article on some fake non-verified like medical journal.
Right.
And he got the wrong info. You know, he went down a rabbit hole. But no, you should know better at 35.
He's 35. I didn't know he went platinum earlier this year. What? I can't. I mean, look, I'm an old lady, so I'm not necessarily the person that you would turn to for like Kevin Gates facts. I'm still struggling to know why I even know who he is. And I think it's because he kissed his cousin or something. I don't know.
Man, that's a valid time not to ejaculate. I agree with that.
But yeah, there was just a lot to take in there. And like, it's not new. This thing says that it's an age-old practice that's been around since the start of mankind. There are plenty of times when they say, hey, don't come, or it's called edging if you wait a long time or whatever. And look here, man, I guess do whatever you got to do for yourself. But all of the things I feel like you're learning how to do while you are not ejaculating, you know what I mean? Like you're opening all of the lids to your jars easily, and you're doing plenty of pull-ups and all of that kind of stuff. I feel like if you misjudge and actually do come, all of those skills go right out with it. You basically just get rid of all of those skills. So now you can't open spaghetti sauce jars anymore because you fucked around and came.
Some weird Samson shit.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I have been open about wanting to be one of the GOAT storytelling comedians.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best out here. But if that's the key to success, I ain't making it. Like this, it is what it is. I know I'm chalking up that L right now. You ain't ever go ahead and be going platinum. There will be no Madison Square Garden tour. You know what I mean? But I will definitely be finishing every time. This is madness. You were completely on your own, Kevin Gates.
I mean, look, as someone who normally has to clean up the mess, I ain't mad at you.
That's fair. Yeah.
As someone who's got to change sheets or whatever, all right, you're making a good point, Mr. Gates.
And I just want you to know I looked you up to make sure you weren't a Scorpio. Thank God. You know what I mean? I couldn't have you as part of the team. You know what I mean?
I hope his moon is Scorpio.
Finally, leaky SpaceX toilet problem will force astronauts to use backup undergarments. That's right. These are real problems, Sha, that they're having up there in space. Issues with the toilet on board of SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule will leave a group of 4 astronauts without a bathroom option during their hours-long trip back home from the International Space Station aboard the 13-foot wide capsule this month. Instead, the crew will have to rely on undergarments, Steve Stitch, NASA's commercial crew program manager, told reporters on Friday night. SpaceX first discovered an issue with the spacecraft's toilet last month while inspecting a different Crew Dragon capsule. The company found that a tube used to funnel urine into a storage tank became unglued and was causing a leaky mess hidden beneath the capsule's floor. It's a saga that at this point has affected all 3 spacecraft the company operates. NASA did not say how long the 4 astronauts will have to be on board their Crew Dragon capsule with an inoperable toilet. So far, only 2 Crew Dragon spacecrafts have returned from the ISS with people on board, and the first of those trips took 19 hours, while the second, thankfully, only took 6. I think you can hold it for 6. 19 strong. But yeah, the timing will depend on several factors, including how the orbital dynamics and the weather affect the return trip. But we are working to try to always minimize the time from the undock to landing, so that's what we'll be doing with this flight.
Let me get this straight. The man who doesn't want to give $6 billion to end world hunger unless he sees an Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
Is sending folks out here with a crappy shitter. He got to send his folks up there with emergency diapers.
You know, you ain't look up that PDF file though. You know what I mean? Come on, my G. You wasn't in those details. You wasn't overlooking the bathroom to see if it works, because that's what you're gonna have to do with the $6 billion plan you claiming you want to overlook.
Yeah,
you have to get into the nuance.
Yeah, I feel like you're not really, you don't know what you're looking for. If you miss the tube that carries the urine is always broken.
Yeah,
that they
you ain't in them details like you claiming to be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yo. Prayers up. Prayers up to everybody in SpaceX.
Oh man, I ain't claiming that the bathroom is priority 1 when you planning a trip to space, but it should be a priority.
It's like priority 2.
Yeah, it's high on that list. Like if you're gonna be up there for 19 hours, that's got to come up in the discussions.
19 hours, I mean? Okay. Yeah, because that's gonna change your whole. Yeah, you got a plan for that. Like
that's it. You can't tell me 4 people hold it for 19 hours. I don't believe 4 people hold it for 6. I think one person could hold it. Right, I believe one person, but like when you get 4 people together, somebody gonna break that. You know what I mean?
You just gotta trust that everybody has worked a retail job where they're not allowed to leave the floor. Unless it's their, legally mandated lunch break.
We used to, when I worked at the furniture store, that's when we gave customers busy work. You know what I mean? We would have them like fill out the finance form. You should do this. You never know. You might get it. I know you said you've been fired 6 times. You got 400 credit, but we have great approval ratings. Here's some paperwork. Let me go take this piss real quick. Look at that. Apparently, Shalewa and I have better bathroom plans than SpaceX program. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look,
We know
I
what to do.
thought about it a lot when I moved to New York. Like, what about the bathrooms? You know what I mean? What are the public bathroom situations like? They ain't got the space like they do in the rest of the country. Like I mean, I truly planned out the best open mics based on toilets.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's smart thinking, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know bathrooms had windows till I left New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I see that that's like a standard thing almost everywhere I go, but that's not standard in New York per se. Like that's every time somebody has a window in their bathroom in New York, they like mention it. Like
Right.
the realtor will bring it up, like, oh, and this bathroom got windows. You know, so to me, like windows in the bathroom, even though it's like only a foot by 1 foot,
Right.
like that was a bragging point here. And
well,
then,
I mean, because not every place, has like the exhaust fan or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, it's very nice to take a hot shower with the window open.
Yeah.
But yeah, not all of the bathrooms do. Like, I've lived in some apartments in places where there was no window, but I lived in quite a few places where there were.
Yeah.
And it helps. It does
there
help.
You go. You coming up, baby. If you want Shalewa and I to keep living in places where our bathrooms have windows.
Or any room has windows, so we're not living in that weird dorm prison.
That's it. That's all we're asking for. Basic life necessities.
Just
windows, baby. That's it. All you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars means you want us to only have one window in the whole apartment. Kind of rude to you, really. We deserve more sunlight. 5 stars, you want us to have windows in every room. We love you. We'll live healthier lives because of it. I won't need to take vitamin D supplements. You know what I mean? If you have any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte on Twitter or Instagram. With all that said, my name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. This has been a War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace. A prayer in the dark. Lord, let me grow.